Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys. Well, this is the last day of May, and Jason and we're having a good week. We've gotten some really great news. We see where you guys are definitely engaging in the upandadamlive.com website. And listen, there's no complaints. We got Next Gen NYC coming. We have Below Deck coming, the new season this week. Anchor Watch is coming back. Jason is back on Hot Messy Topics. I'm like, there's really no complaints. Everything's great. So we're going to kick off Saturday the right way. This time we're back to talk about Kyle Richards, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and a little bit of her separation update with Mauricio. So lots to talk about, lots to discuss. But before we jump in, if you guys have not, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's jump right in. All right, guys. So we know that Kyle Richards, even though every single season she's like, I don't know if I can go back. Last season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it seemed like she kind of hit a wall and she took a week off of filming. And when she did, not only did she realize that her estranged husband was out of the house, like her girls are growing up, they're out of the house for the most part, except for Portia. And then once she lost that production family that she's so used to having around, she was like, this is so empty. So she ended up going back to the show. So when people are asking, like, well, will Kyle Richards come back? I'm like, yes, 100%, absolutely. Kyle Richards is coming back. But as of today, filming for season 15, it's not started yet. People keep on wondering who's coming back, what's going on. Everybody keeps asking me about Erica Jane. My thing is like, if you guys are thinking that Erica Jane will not be back on the show, I'm 99% positive that's not true, because Erica Jane was at the NBC upfront. So I don't know why they would have her if she was not going to be back on the show, which makes a lot of sense. Now, she also talked about Teddi Mellencamp's health, and she shared that she's doing much better after going through this whole cancer battle. But she said, listen, at the end of the day, Teddi Mellencamp has some good days and some bad days. I've said this a million times. I've even had the Taste of Reality girls on, and we've kind of gone back and forth about it. You know, not in a bad way, but like, I was a little shocked to see Teddi Mellencamp in the way that she is operating on Two T's in a Pod. She's still definitely savage AF. That is her job. She's supposed to be that. That is why the podcast is so successful, and her and Tamra Judge have done so well with it. But just sometimes, like, I look and I see some of the comments and some of the things that are said, and I'm like, you're a little mean. But okay, sure. I mean, but that's my opinion. I'm allowed to say whatever I want, you know? So I'm not sitting here bashing Teddi Mellencamp. She could do whatever she wants. I am not the accountability coach here. Well, neither is she, but I'm not her accountability coach. Now, as far as Garcelle, Kyle did mention that she's not heard from Garcelle at all, and she's kind of uncertain about the relationship status with Garcelle. I think Garcelle needed a full-on break. I think that she wanted to step away from the show, step away from these people. I think that when you're on Housewives, I've never heard a housewife leave and say that it was, oh my God, this was the most positive experience. I think that 9 times out of 10, they just talk about how exhausting it is and how it's such a toxic environment. But when you're in it, you know, you're in it. But to step away, sometimes it feels like, oh, I can breathe. And I bet you that's what Garcelle's doing right now. I think that she's like, listen, I can breathe. But since Garcelle's out of the equation, a lot of people want to know what's going on with Kyle and Dorit. And Kyle did say that her and Dorit are on good terms. I don't know if you guys saw the photo, but Kyle was celebrating her daughter. I think it's Alexia's engagement. Alexia's getting married, and Lisa Rinna was there. Dorit Kemsley was there. Everybody was there, kind of indicating like, okay, well, if they weren't on good terms, then I don't think that these housewives would be at her daughter's engagement party. You know what I mean? So I think that would be a good indicator going into the next season. But mind you, shit can hit the fan really quick. It is the Real Housewives. Even sometimes when you think you're, you know, like in bed with your best friend, it's still it still hits at some point. But great to know that Kim Richards is doing okay. She's doing a little bit, better, and she has had a couple moments, especially at the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel. And she also had a moment where I believe Kyle evicted her from the home that Kyle owns. I think that there have been multiple moments with Kim, and I think that this is always going to be an uphill battle. I don't think that anybody struggling with addiction or any other sort of health issues, I don't think it's an easy feat. And I think that her and Kathy Hilton are always going to be there for Kim. I just think that you have to walk a fine line of whether you're going to be there for her, but also you don't want to enable somebody. And when it comes to a potential reconciliation with Lisa Vanderpump, she was asked about Lisa and she said, life is too short, but also she has other things to address first. So as of right now, I don't think Lisa Vanderpump is on her radar. Now, I wanted to get to the Mauricio of it all because we know that back in July of 2023, this was after 27 years of marriage, they separated. They still have not yet filed for divorce, but they continue to live separately. They have a friendly relationship. You can see photos of them. Paparazzi catch them all the time with their daughters. But I think what the main issue here is that there is a division of assets that needs to be had. And there was a legal expert who suggested that Kyle is in fact entitled to a significant portion of Mauricio's real estate firm, the agency, because this was founded during their marriage in 2011. And California law typically considers such assets as community property. To be fair, they had no prenup. I think that her celebrity status definitely contributed to the success of that show. I think him being on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills contributed to that. I think that she supported him through it. She's been a big part of it. And I do think that she's entitled to half. I think that he's entitled to half of everything that she has going on. She's entitled to half. They're both entitled to half of the assets. You guys didn't have a prenup. It's just you didn't. So it doesn't really matter, you know? But when it comes down to it, their net worth, I guess, is around 100 million or maybe even a little bit more. That includes like shared properties, business ventures. And I think that since they did not have a prenup, that adds a little bit of a complexity to the division of those assets. That's a conversation that's probably a lot bigger where they need to have that conversation and see, okay, so am I taking like the old Smokey Robinson estate, or am I taking the Aspen home? Am I taking the Palm Springs home? Do you get the Palm Springs home? Okay, so I'm giving you half of the agency, but then also, am I getting half of your Beverly Hills money? And sometimes they seem like very sound-minded people. And when you have a net worth this big, that there's so much money involved, but it's also like, you're not walking away with nothing, It's not like you bought a home and you're selling the home for the same price. So then you end up losing money on the home because then you have to pay commissions and stuff like that. So, you're losing your ass. Like neither one of them are losing their asses on this. When they started the show, they didn't have a whole lot of anything. They have experienced not having anything together. Now you guys have a shit ton. So I don't look at either one of them like they would be greedy people in a divorce. But I do know at the end of the day, and my dad has always said this to me, that divorces usually aren't friendly. And when you start going through mediation and sitting across from each other and you're starting to divide things, I think that people do feel a little entitled, and that does piss off the other party. But we will see. They still have yet to even talk about the divorce. Like the divorce is not a thing yet. But I want you guys to know too, again, like I said earlier, upandadamlive.com. You guys are killing it with the comments and stuff. We also just posted about our sponsor, but if you guys go on, you can see trending news, Bravo TV news, celebrity news, royal news. We have reviews. We also have blinds. You can submit blind items. We have 2 right now on there. So I want to encourage you guys to do that. But then you can also scroll down and see that we have our latest YouTube videos. We also have our podcast, and you can see our team of incredible writers. Go check it out. You guys are going to really, really enjoy it. And all you have to do is make a profile. It's all free. That way you can comment and engage in the community. I love you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.